this is gonna be super fun, as you can tell, because it's courses week. Courses. Okay. Hello there. First of all, monsters. I'm a monster. You're a monster. We are all monsters. And we are awesome. I know, we're awesome. So, as you can tell, this video is going to be great because it's courses week, so it's going to be about courses in school. Woo! Fun! Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start with the best course because it's not the best. So this is a textbook. And it was cheaper than the actual textbook, so I got this version because it was cheaper and because it's actually good because I can just put the pages I need to use on the day and bring it to class, so it's not that heavy. So it's great for my back and for my health. So that's great, and it was cheaper. This was like $100 cheaper than the actual textbook, and it's new. It's brand new, and I can write stuff in it if I want. Actually, you don't have to write stuff in it because there's exercises, and it's Spanish. Okay, so Spanish is good, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I have it for the entire year, and that's gonna be fun. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much everything I need to say about Spanish. Okay, so now moving on to the fun course. It's my favorite course right now, and it's not a math course. It is computer programming, and I use my computer, which is really pretty. It's my new MacBook, and it is pretty, and you can see there's a cover. I have a cover for it, and it is blue. It's kind of like Danielle's cover for her MacBook, but this is not actually the Tiffany blue, but it's kind of like close to it, so it's pretty. And I have the keyboard cover to it, so it's awesome. Doesn't it look pretty? I know. Okay. So computer programming, I was just doing my lab right now. I don't actually need to go to class to do my lab for computer programming. I had to go for the first 2 weeks, but now I don't need to go. So computer science, computer programming is fun because it makes sense, and it's like stuff that's logical and like rational, and it's a lot of fun. And my teacher, my professor, not teacher, it's professor, he is super great, and he's so adorable, he's so nice, and he is super fun. Yeah, he's really nice. So I really like computer programming. Okay, so now moving on to the worst. Okay, maybe the hardest course, or the second hardest, I'm not completely sure, but let's see what you think of this. This is my analysis textbook. It's not calculus, it's analysis, but the textbook is calculus, and it is by Spivak, and he's a crazy guy. He's really crazy. He's really smart, but he's crazy because, you see, there's like the chapter, and you get everything. You read it, and you're like, oh, I understand everything. And then you go on to the questions. You're like, what the hell? You're like, I didn't learn this. You're like, what do you want me to write? I don't even get the question. And then you're like, fun. And then you're like, midterm soon, I'm gonna fail. And then, yeah, that's it. But I understand the lecture in the chapter, and then I go on to the questions, and I'm like, don't know anything. And then I feel kind of bad, and I had a lot of breakdowns because of this class. It's really hard. You have no idea. It's like super hard because it's like proofs, so it doesn't make sense. It's like, okay, it's supposed to make sense because it's proofs, but it's kind of like, it doesn't make sense. You have to prove like 0 is not the same as 1. Okay, you don't have to do that, but that's like an example of a proof. We don't do that in my class, but you see, you have to like prove the limit and like prove a function is continuous and like prove everything. It's not fun. It's really hard. We have an assignment every week, and it's like 20 pages long. I spend every weekend doing that for like the entire weekend, so that's not fun. So that's calculus, analysis. Okay, so now my next course, it is this one. It's not linear algebra actually, it's algebra, the course, and it's algebra 1. And this course, it's kind of like the opposite. I go to the textbook and I'm like, don't get anything in the chapter. And I go to the class and I'm just like sitting there listening to the professor and writing things down, and I'm like, don't know what I'm writing down. I'm just like copying things that he writes on the board, and I'm like, what do these things mean? And I'm like, I don't know. and then that's not good. It's not good. It's not a good sign. Okay, but when I go on to questions, I'm like, huh. I just look in the chapter and it actually makes sense, even though I don't get the questions. I don't get the chapter, I get the questions. It's kind of crazy. That's it. Okay, so that's for linear algebra. It's really hard. It's probably, the concepts are super hard. So it's like vector space and like linear maps, which are kind of like functions from one vector space to the other vector space, and it's crazy, so it's not good. Okay, so now we're going on to my last course. It is Greek. You can tell that in this course, a lot of material. The textbook is 900 pages long. Yeah, 900 pages, 850 pages long, so that's great, and it's actually pretty big. And we're probably not doing the entire thing this semester because that's crazy, but Greek is actually fun because like I get to write things in like Greek, and like I look at it and I'm like, it's Greek and I kind of know how to pronounce it, and I know words and verbs, and it's Greek. I didn't post a video last week because I didn't have time to do anything except for my courses stuff. So now you see my courses, and they're really hard. And like analysis and in algebra were almost making me like have like a mental breakdown. Okay, I had a mental breakdown, so that's actually true because I don't get anything at all. It's kind of sad, but this weekend I'm gonna be like algebra, and then analysis. I was almost thinking of like switching programs, but I guess I'm gonna stick with the math for the first year and see what happens, and maybe it gets better. I'm hoping. Well, that's it, and bye. I miss you. Okay, so I'm filming a video right now, and that's a lot of fun. Okay. No. I'm a monster, you are a monster, we are all